Hi, everybody, and welcome to our data talk for this month. It is time to talk about how we did for the month of November. I want to say thank you to everybody who watched November and who will continue to watch our content as we continue going on in December. Now, I will be doing this again in 2025 as well for the data and see where we are. I want to go over what we did in November. We're going to start first with content because that is what we do here. Now, keep in mind, there's actually more content before the end of the month. Now, keep in mind that some of this are experimental and some of this is going to be looked at further to see if I'm going to continue what we have here. But the big winner for this month, as you guys can see in green, is the VR chat news from November 15, 2024. This was when they started to announce the persistence data, the persistence beta, when they're gonna add persistence. And speaking of VR chat world, I'm going to reopen my Patreon for that if you guys want to support that. In 2025, we're gonna have more FPS worlds. I'm gonna add more VR roleplay worlds, and I am going to be using persistence. That's actually why I've been delaying the new world because I want to try out persistence. So there's the reason why. Now, right now, I've seen some feedback in terms of like gameplay, in terms of COD Mobile. Keep in mind this is brand new. This is a new game, but it is brand new in the sense of me uploading gameplay. So we have to see in December if I'm going to continue doing that. If not, that's okay. I have noticed, however, there is a sense of enjoyment out of grind shows, except not here. What I mean by not here, as you guys can see, that is for Pokemon Unbreakable Ties. We have views on the main channel, except that if you notice the note here on the actual Francis Riolu channel, it has more, and I can see why. So we take a look at the Francis Riolu channel for the grind show. In terms of the grind show, there's a combined 146 views on the grind shows alone on that channel. And keep in mind, there is a chance you're going to see another one before in next week because we're going to start getting into Cardinal City. If you guys have been following the game now and then, okay. Also, you may have noticed that I am going to add our new format of the DeviantArt reactions. But I'm not gonna reveal that until next week. I'm gonna wait. Okay. Now keep in mind that this is still experimental. Um with the whole live streaming on the Francis Riolu channel. I might make it more of a video channel than anything else. If it continues to show that the grind shows are getting more views than the actual live stream. So we have to see what that entails. As far as other stuff, we did try the gaming news again, but in a different format, like a presentation. Now I do apologize because on that day my mic decided not to work. Okay, but it did get 128 views, which is second place actually because VR Chat News took the cake. Okay, you may have noticed this video announcement of kicking announcement of streaming on Kick and YouTube. We are actually going to try that on Monday. Now, keep in mind the one on Monday this coming week, is a beta test to see where should I stream on my second home. If you guys do not know, my first main platform is YouTube, but I'm looking for that second platform just in case I need it because you never know what happens on YouTube nowadays. So my second platform of choice is Kick, and I would like to present Kick to you guys. right here. This is my kick. Now, obviously, there's nothing here because I just started this. However, I do have a Retro Yuki kick. Like I actually have an actual thing here called Retro Yuki, which I made back when I started Kick. Now, keep in mind, I want you to follow the Yuki Productions one though, not this one, because I want to make it uniform. Now, if you're interested, I could go back to Retro Yuki, but I'm not going to dawn on that right now because obviously I want to keep it uniform. All right. So how do we do in November total? For total 565 views on content, not not including anything that I'm about to upload in the next few hours before tomorrow. But 565 views is not as bad as I thought it would be, and the average for November was 43 and a half. That's not bad. Now let's go into streaming here because this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. So let's start in the beginning of November. You may have noticed that there is data for October. That is because I started there. So that average is going to be skewed because of that October. But November started out very well, actually. 390 views on total with 65 average for views. By the way, if I was streaming on Twitch and I had those numbers, I'm already monetized because that because you need three. The big winner was the new Mario ROM hack. The no, excuse me, not the new one. The Shotgun Mario 64. That was fun. Then on week two, obviously week two, we had a few cancellations, but not as bad as I thought it would be. 144 views in week two, with an average of 36. Again, because of because of streams getting moved or canceled on that week, we had we had to cut it a while. But it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I believe my cousin's birthday was that week. Then week three, last week, excluding the Rocket League night, that was not as bad as I thought it would be. 216, 218, if you count everything, 43.6 when it comes to average. And this past week, now we're not done with the week yet because we still have our Rocket League stream this evening, and we have our game, the call, make your call, you make the call game tomorrow. Now, as you notice though, the you make the call game is tomorrow, but it's December 1st. But because this is 1 week of streams, I have to include it for this particular data point. But in the next one in December, when I do December, I will re-include that stream for tomorrow into the next month's report. So do consider that Stardew Valley tomorrow is also going to be part of next month's report. Okay, we'll see what happens with Rocket League tonight at 9:30. We'll see where that goes. Okay, so find out if we make it more because there's 220 views right now, and right now the average is 24. But again, we're not done with the month yet. We're not done with the week yet. If you want to see the extended stuff, total views for November, not counting tonight's Rocket League and tomorrow's Stardew, 972. Average is 34 and point 7. The weekly average total is 169.04. The average for each week is 42.26, and there was 28 streams this month. Not count. I will re-update this tomorrow to include tonight's Rocket League. So we'll see where the numbers end up. The projected minimum was 385 views, and the projected maximum was 950. We smashed that by 22, and we're still going. We have two more streams to go for the month of November, although tomorrow will be December. So I have to include Stardew. Okay, now that we got the streaming out of the way, I want to go over in terms of the main stuff. I want to go over other content data. Let's talk about vertical streams. Now, keep in mind the numbers are very low, but that makes sense because the vertical streaming is our brand new concept, brand new thing that we're gonna try. So again, tonight's Rocket League is also vertical on UQ Productions 2. This is basically production UQ Productions 2 content right now. VR chat is winning. Now we did not do vertical VR chat for this week, okay, with Infinite because that was a late night. But next week with Blaze, I will do it again. So we'll see where we are tomorrow when it comes to this. But overall, 7 views in November, 2.33 on average. Looks very bad on paper, but you got to consider that we just started. So we have to give this one a pass. Okay, now I want to talk about um VR, but in terms of VR chat. And you may have noticed that I've been looking at the number of views. That is because I'm going to change that particular sheet there. But that is because we have something I'm going to try out. So next year for VR chat, you may have noticed a lot of colors and a lot of numbers. So next year, the top four of right now is going to be guaranteed the first four in in the first 3 months of the year. Right now, it's looking like Shady is in automatically 83 views on that stream. Then it comes down to it's a mixed bag. Infinite was at 22 and then the update is 44. So he takes second place for the moment. Shadow's in third with 33. Now, I mean 37. Excuse me. Francis the Wolf is in 37. Um assuming that I did not update the Shadow one, right now Shadow is in third, in fourth. Francis the Wolf is in third. Although we'll have to see if the Shadow one got updated, which I'm going to show you guys now. Let's see if that Shadow is 33 because we have to make sure that particular stream is counted accounted for. Nope, it's 64. Never mind, 64. So this is now 64 and he takes second right after Rippy. So -1 here, but that's okay because that's second place. But so now Shadow all of a sudden becomes locked in for the moment 64. And Francis the Wolf would stay in fourth for the moment. Now, if this was it, if this was only the only characters that I'm doing for 2025, congratulations. All of these guys will be the top four. And we'll move on to January, February, March. Except there's more. Next week we have Blaze, then we have Riolu, Francis the Riolu, Amy, and then Sonic, and then Silver. That means anybody can be anybody. Okay? Blaze is next week. She needs 38 views to get a wild card, at least a wild card, or mid 2025. It all comes down to how you guys view characters here. And I'm gonna tell you now, if the trend goes the way I think it's gonna go, Francis the Wolf is not gonna be seen until July. That's all I'm saying. Okay, and you may have noticed I'm not talking about Francis the Hedgehog. That is because he's a brand new character, so I am giving him like a buy, like as if he won the NFC West in NFL. You get the bye week. Well, he gets an automatic pass because he's going to be in 2025, assuming that my artist would give the model by then. So locked in for 2025. Everybody else has to play. Okay, now what is coming up in December? First off, you may have noticed that there's a lot of cheats down there, and that is because we are going to tap in into TikTok. Now you may have noticed that I did not do anything for November. So I'm going to remove this row. So December, we're going to see what happens when it comes to TikTok, and I have a particular TikTok content area here. Now you might be wondering, what am I going to do on TikTok? You may be wondering what is going to be on the TikTok. Well, we're going to see what we got for TikTok in December. Right now, it's either Rocket League, VR chat, or even the return of X Defiant. I have some Rocket League content I am recording as well. Could also COD Mobile be part of it? We'll see. I have to see what you guys like and don't like. That's why I'm starting the whole TikTok thing again in December. So we have to see what that entails. Um, YouTube Shorts is going to be a thing. If the streaming does not work for Yuki Productions too, I am going to try YouTube Shorts on that channel with edits. We're going to try that. And then obviously vertical streams is still going to be a thing on Yuki Productions too. So we have to see um what comes out of it before I do anything with those lines. All right? But that is what is going on with the content so far. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now, anything else in December? Obviously, Christmas special is going to be done. I am working to get a VR headset, and we are going to try new games. I want to really try new games. That is a big emphasis in 2025. Trying out new games and new experiences other than our usual Pokemon, Mario, Sonic. Because if we don't expand our horizons, we're not going anywhere as a content creator, okay? So we're gonna try new stuff in 2025. Um, Games I'm thinking of doing for content actually include indie games as well as simulator games like American Truck Simulator. I already downloaded the game. I'm gonna actually test it out to make sure everything is working correctly, and then we'll see what we have there. As far as VR chat worlds are concerned, I want to show you my Patreon. I am reopening Mr. Patreon for um for my stuff. Um, Please keep in mind I'm not. Oh wait, this is virtual tabletop, but you get my point. I am going to use this one. This is not my Patreon thing though. This is for the card game. But you get my point. I'm gonna start using Patreon again. I'm not gonna do it for Yuki's tabletop. I'm gonna actually reach. I'm gonna redo it. Okay, I'm gonna redo this as Yuki's VR Playhouse or something in that matter. All right. So that's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to redo it, my Patreon. But um, as far as like what's going to happen in VR chat, how VR chat roleplay world, I am working on persistence, the new thing that came out for VR chat. All right, that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for supporting as always. We'll be back with you guys at 9:30 for Rocket League. I'm going to try some Rocket League content right now on TikTok to see what happens. Again, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Okay, we're just trying out new stuff. Okay, that's all for now.